Hey, do you want to make more money? Who doesn't? Stay tuned, check this out. This is not some guru crap or anything else like that you hear from everybody else that's online and wants to sell you their program, alright? I'm here because I want to help people get to where I am and avoid the mistakes that I made. Hey, I'm Darnell. So I spent years working various jobs, and then finally I had a 15-year career in Navy Special Operations as an EOD tech. What does that mean? Well, essentially, I took apart bombs for a living. And at the age of 44, after doing that and investing for years, I was able to retire. And it's been great. And I want to share those methods, and that's why I've been going through this multi-part video series. And I want to pass on everything that I learned. I mean, it's so much easier to stand on the shoulders of somebody else that did it, listen to their advice, and take action. And while a lot of that advice out there is covering generalizations and other various steps and shit, I'm going to make sure that mine are actionable steps that you can learn the basic principle and go and enact and take action right now and get results. Because that's what it's about. If you don't get results, you're not going to want to keep doing it. And I want you to keep doing it because I want people to have a happy and abundant life. Avoid some of those mistakes that I made early on, all right? I was making money and I was doing things when I was young, and where was the bank account at the end of the month? I lived paycheck to paycheck. I think most of us do. We're not educated. We're not taught. The system doesn't want us to be wealthy because, as I tell people all the time, hey, don't want to listen to my advice? Fine with me. That's cool. I need people to rent for me. I need employees to work in my company. It's good. I don't need you to get better. Most of you won't. But those that do, oh yeah, you're going to start enjoying an awesome life. So, like when I was living to paycheck, I think you know that feeling. It's like having water coming out of the faucet in the kitchen sink or something, and try to catch it with your hands, right? It's just going to keep coming and it's going to keep flowing out. And until you learn basic steps in step 1 and step 2 of this series of how to get your brain housing group right and how to get your, how to reduce your expenses, that's what's going to happen. I don't care how much water you make or money. You have that faucet on, it's going to keep falling through. You try to dip into a lake, you're not going to get anything. Go stand under a waterfall. Somebody could throw all the money in the world at you, and you still live paycheck to paycheck. So go check those other ones out. Let's get started in this series with something more fun. Increasing income. How do we increase our income? It's going to be what most people don't want to hear. It's going to be what most people don't do. It takes work. You've got to put in effort. So there's no way around this. I'm sure you've all heard the statement, knowledge is power. But it's not knowledge is power. And I'll tell you why. Knowledge is not power because you can go right now and go read books for 3 years on bodybuilding. 500 years. Spend your whole life reading and studying bodybuilding. You're not going to put on a single ounce of muscle by doing that. If you don't go out there and take action and do something with everything you're learning, you're not going to go anywhere. So I have that challenge. Go out there. Go out there and find a bodybuilder who got big just by reading books. Knowledge can be power when put to use. So take all of these steps and put it to use. Step 1, work. So I learned this early on. My first job, I was working at Mickey D's. I was flipping burgers. I always showed up early. I always did what was expected of me, so it wasn't slacking off. But also, when there was any time to be bored or anything like that, I asked the boss, hey, what do you need? So I continued to be helpful to the boss. I continued to get better at my tasks. I showed up early. And that's the first step. I got a raise of 25 cents an hour. Made me $4 an hour. So percentage-wise, it was pretty good. But I know, that's not what made me a millionaire. What helped, though, was one of the assistant managers saw me. He saw my work ethic. He saw my drive and my motivation and my desire to do a good job for the money that I was getting paid. So he paid me $1 million. No. So what happened was he left that company for a different job. And after about 2 months, he called me up and he said, hey, I'm at this new company. This franchise owner, he owns 6 of these stores. They were Papa John's stores. Good old pizza company. And he said, do you want an assistant manager job? We're hiring for an assistant manager. Well, what does that do for me? He said, well, starting wages or salary, because you become salaried at manager level, is $325 a week. Yeah, that almost doubled my income. I was going from $160 a week to $325 a week. That was great. But I wouldn't have had that opportunity, and he didn't call other people he worked with. He called me because I put in the effort. So when you're working, actionable steps, put in the effort, show up early, see what the boss needs. Somebody will notice, and somebody will give you an opportunity beyond where you are now. So that wasn't the whole story though. It kept getting better. I kept working hard. And the store that I was working at as the assistant manager, the general manager of the store quit. He moved on to a different company as a director of training, and he moved up. So the franchise owner called me and said, hey, you want the store manager job? Yeah, sure, I'll take it. Let's do this. I said, all right, 1 month probation. We'll see where the store is in 1 month and if you can handle the job and get everything done. It's like, boss, I got it. Let's do this. Hung up the phone and immediately thought to myself, what the hell did I just get myself into? I had been an assistant manager for like 2 months. I was a burger flipper, and now I'm gonna run a pizza store? Like, I have no clue what I'm doing. So there's kind of part 2 in there also. Ask people for help. Find out where you can help and get help. So I called the other general managers whenever I had a problem. I talked to the franchise owner whenever I had a problem. And Papa John's was a much bigger company. And so I talked to their corporate managers and their regional people. Hey, how do I do this? How do I solve this problem? Because they all wanted to make money too. And if a store failed, that was going to hurt them. So needless to say, after the month, I had increased revenues in the store, kept everything running, everybody was happy, the owner was happy, he was making more money. So he gave me the job, my salary went up to $400, and I had the ability to get a small bonus depending upon how profitable the store was. Wildest dreams. Like, it doesn't sound like a lot now with $425 a week, but with that, I was able to live in a 2-bedroom apartment and all that stuff. I was able to do silly things, go out eating with the girlfriend and buy nice things and stuff like that. I still wasn't applying the reduce my expenses. I just blew it. And I did increase my income, but it didn't do me any good. It didn't move me any further along the path to becoming a millionaire. So we all have those learning experiences. All right, so get it together, get it done, work hard at your job, make more, take that money and invest. And I'll get into the real part here. A lot of people aren't going to want to listen to that. Hop onto the next guru. Go ahead. He's going to tell you something, and it's going to be a great idea, and it's going to be the same thing that I'm going to tell you a little later here in increasing income. But guess what? If you don't do it, and you just listen to gurus all day, if you just read workout books all day, it ain't going to help you. You're not going to grow a single muscle, and you're not going to make a single dollar. So get off the high horse of whatever the mentality is, and get moving forward. All right. Cool. If you're still here, remember this. Those people that left back there, they're going to be your renters. They're going to be your employees. You're going to be paying them to work for you, and they're going to be complaining about how they don't want to work and didn't want to do the work. You're going to put in the effort, and you're going to grow, and you're going to be reaping rewards from their work. Getting it? Yeah, it's good stuff. So that's the step 1. Step 1, work at your job, show up early, do the extra. Once you've been doing that for a couple months, may or may not get an outside offer. But come back to your boss and talk to them. Talk to them about a raise. Hey, how's everything going? Am I doing all right? Because you'll be having conversations with your boss, and you'll know that you're doing good and that they appreciate you. And that's when you say, great. Hey, I could really appreciate a raise or more of a raise this year or what have you during performance review time. Get a side hustle. Take some time every single day to do a little more of something that can make you money. And I'm going to start with the easy one, which is back to a story of how I taught a girl at a Mexican food restaurant how to make more money while working there. So I do want to say this. It is called a side hustle. It's not called a hustle at your main job. So with a side hustle, this is one thing that upsets me when people say, well, I can't make money or everything's so bad. It's because you're not trying, because people aren't trying, or because people don't know. So I walked into this Mexican store a few months back to get a burrito. I used to go there 2 times a week because I love their burritos. I mean, like the burrito, it's the best thing when you're transiting from point A to point B. Like it's the whole encapsulated meal. Anyways, sorry. So I walked into this restaurant to get these burritos, and the lady behind the counter was on her phone and everything. She put her phone down and said hi, put in my order. I paid because I'm not original. I get the same thing every time. I get carne asada burrito. Love them. So we got to talking. I was like, what are you making money right now on your phone? She said, no, what are you talking about? I said, well, if you're taking your time to post on Facebook or post on Instagram or anything like that, would you like to make money doing that? Yeah, sure, I'm doing it already. All right. So we went to Amazon and set her up an affiliate account. And I'll put the link below so that you know exactly where to go and how to do it. So every time you post on social media, pick something in your picture. Go to Amazon and find it. And then get your link and post it in the comments. Say, hey, I tried a new hairbrush out today. Hey, I'm using this to shave with. I bought this camera. I bought this window washing kit. I bought furniture, rug. Like, name something that's not for sale on Amazon. It's probably there, unless it's illegal. But you can refer back. You can say, hey, you know what? I got this watch 2 weeks ago, and I really love this watch. It does this, it does that. It has heart rate, it has altitude, it has all of these things. And honestly, it is. It's a Sunto Ambit. I've been using it for 3 years. I absolutely love this thing. And if you want one, there's a link in the description. I use it all the time. I'm filming this right now on a DJI Osmo camera. There'll be a link in the description. The beautiful thing about this is it costs you, the buyer, nothing. Amazon pays me because I'm sending them business. Amazon will pay you because you're sending them business. How long does that take? How long would it take you to post once in the morning? Do before work. Post once before work and post once after work. 2 posts a day. What's that, like 5 minutes? I get it. You're going to have to find the Amazon product. So 15 minutes each post, an extra half an hour a day. Okay, so just as a reminder from step 2. In step 2, we talk about reducing expenses. And I also talked a little bit and teased towards, but then what are you going to do with that money? You're going to invest it. If I started making extra money, like when I was at Papa John's, I was making an extra $200 a month that I shouldn't have been spending, right? So if you can make an extra $200 a month at your job, you've saved by cutting off your subscriptions and things and saved $100 a month there. And then if you do the Amazon Associates or some program like that, you make an extra $100. All right, you're making an extra $400 a month. Now, this is the slower path. This is the 1 decade path to becoming a millionaire. You can speed all of these things up, and we'll talk about these further on as time goes. But that $400 a month that you save in 10 years is going to be enough to buy, that's what, $80,000. So that's going to be enough to buy $500,000, $600,000 in property or so. You can now take and rent that property out, and that would, after your mortgage and your pity and all your payments, is going to net you like $6,000 a month. Definitely make a Ferrari payment. Then maybe that extra $6,000 a month is simply retiring and doing whatever your real true dream and passion is. I 100% believe that these are actionable steps and things you can do. I 100% believe you can keep putting in effort at work And moving forward, and I 100% believe that you can start a side hustle. There's lots of them. Amazon Associates is a quick one that's not going to take a lot of your time. And I love seeing the results when people actually put these steps into action. When you put these steps into action. And like, where were you 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Could you imagine if your life had radically changed in 3 years, where if you really dig into these things and then really dig into some of these other investments and things we're going to talk about in the next series, how maybe it's not 10 years, maybe you've doubled your income in 5 years. I mean, how radically would that transform your life? So go ahead and in the comments, let us know exactly what you're doing to improve your income and other ideas. And as we continue to share ideas, then everybody's going to continue to grow and maybe even find a specific idea that's better for them. Maybe you're a cat or dog lover, and instead of Amazon, you find another company. Maybe PetSmart or Chewy.com or somebody gives a bigger percentage reward when you refer to them. Looking forward to next week. And next week is how to increase passive income. So thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing your time with me. Give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way, hit the subscribe button and the notifications so that you can take these simple steps to change your life. Don't get confused with all the advice out there. Stick in a narrow channel and learn one thing really well. Get that focus. It'll make all the difference. All right, YouTube's going to put up some other videos up there, and there's a subscribe button down there. It's Friday. Take a little time off. Saturday morning when you get up, sign up for that account. Get going. Post a link. All right, take care. Darnell out.